the administration decided that the best talking head they had out there, since Kristi Noem tried and failed to convince the public that this officer was just, so they sent out JD Vance. JD Vance held a press conference on Thursday that ended with him screaming at people in the audience, reporters, telling them they should all be ashamed of themselves. That's how poorly it went for JD Vance. But here is what JD Vance had to say on Thursday. First of all, I wish the state officials in Minnesota would investigate why you have so many people who are using their vehicles and other means to actually interfere with the legitimate law enforcement operation. The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. Kristi Noem actually said they were helping a car get out of the snow. So her admission as the leader of ICE, by virtue of being the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, her admission will supersede your revision that they were actually engaging in law enforcement activity. So there goes that for you. But he said that guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job. Absolute immunity. So any ICE agent, ICE officer, whatever the hell they want to call themselves, any of them can just go out and start shooting people and then you can't prosecute me, you got absolute immunity. According to JD Vance, yes, that's what can happen. Legally, no. Absolute immunity is in fact not a thing, not even for police officers. They have qualified immunity, which means if it hits all these certain standards here, there's immunity. If it doesn't hit every one of those, no immunity. You're going to be charged just like a regular average citizen shooting somebody would be charged and prosecuted. It's no different for ICE agents. They do not have absolute immunity. That is an absolute lie from the vice president. And he continued to make it worse. The idea that Tim Walz and a bunch of radicals in Minneapolis are going to go after and make this guy's life miserable because he was doing the job that he was asked to do is preposterous. The unprecedented thing is the idea that a local official can actually prosecute a federal official with absolute immunity. I've never seen anything like that. It would get tossed out by a judge. And absolutely no, it wouldn't, you dipshit. It can, will, and for the record in the past, has happened. So deal with it. He then suggested that Tim Walz is the one who should be prosecuted because he is allegedly encouraging this so-called violence against ICE. Violence, of course, meaning we're going to park our cars in the street so you can't get around. That's not prosecutable. And of course, Tim Walz hasn't even encouraged that. So interesting. But then JD Vance, as I said, made it worse. And he said, everybody who's been repeating the lie that this is some innocent woman who was out for a drive in Minneapolis when a law enforcement officer shot at her, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Every single one of you. She's a mother of three. A mother of three. You know, I'm old enough to remember 7 days ago. Actually, technically 8 days ago. But anyway, 8 days ago, Donald Trump himself, president of the United States, got on Truth Social. And he warned the country of Iran, as they were facing mass protests, that if anybody in the government kills any protesters, we're locked and loaded, he said, to basically invade your country. If you kill a protester, the United States will come and invade you. That's what Donald Trump made clear on Truth Social last Friday morning. So does that mean because we had a government official, because he's a federal agent, kill a protester, an activist, does that mean that other countries now have legal basis to come and invade the United States and overthrow our government and haul him away in handcuffs and a blindfold like we did to Maduro a week ago? I mean, if Trump is using that logic as justification for a potential invasion, why can other countries not do it to us? I mean, it's a fair question, right? Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.